cynical. It's loading. There we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to PeakFlow Power number 80, where we answer all your questions about high-ticket dropshipping. Happy Friday, everyone. We were not scrambling. We were just exactly on time, but gotta plug in the laptop because it's always dying. But how are you guys? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Week went by pretty quick.
Week flew by, bro. Week was really fast.
Yeah, it went by really quick. And yeah. I wish you guys could try my fried chicken recipe.
Trevor got a new fried chicken recipe. He tried to put me onto the secret recipe that I'm not gonna share with you unless you're inside PeakFlow. It's a good chicken recipe.
It's a good chicken recipe. Let's see. We have some wins this week. We had Gary, longtime member. He got like 36,003 orders in one day. Pretty cool.
Really nice.
We actually have more wins, but people don't like sharing their wins, or they don't like posting it in the channel, but they're secretly winning but not talking about it.
Inside Launchpad, right?
Yeah. Do you think it's just them wanting to stay humble, or why aren't they posting it?
All right, you want to know the truth? I'll just always keep it real for the audience.
I know the truth.
The truth is the benchmark has just gotten so high that sometimes wins don't even feel like wins inside our community channel. Like when you see $30,000, $36,000 in one day off 3 orders, it's kind of like, okay, now maybe my $3,000 or $10,000 order isn't that crazy. But in the grand scheme of things, it absolutely is. So I think a lot of people just don't give themselves the credit. It's always important to give pat on the back, but that's us. We set the standards.
We do, in fact. We do. This week, I was looking at some wins from prior. I love the wins where the sales are so consistent, like getting 6, 7, 8 sales in a day.
Yeah.
All like 2,000-3,000.
Those are nice. Those are always nice.
Oh yeah, also something we should do. A little off topic is we should just everyone that's subscribed to our emails or like SMS, we just text everybody when the lives are happening.
Oh,
inside CRM. Yeah.
Trevor, do you recommend a CRM for e-commerce businesses?
You definitely need some sort of CRM. I think R is very suitable for high ticket because it has all the functions that you want, and also has a lot of custom, like you can customize it to basically anything. Not every single CRM that people are using is not the same because everyone's like setup is different. So I think that is what separates like each store, because not every store is the same. Yeah, I definitely recommend our CRM, but again, it's only for members inside our Launchpad.
Yes, sir.
We have a longtime member, AG Merchant, 1995, saying hello. Hi.
What's up? Okay.
I guess I also have a question. Question is, if someone wants to find help, or like, I guess the question is, should people be scared of finding help if they're struggling with high ticket?
If you're struggling to build your high ticket dropshipping business, you want to look at what people that have the results that you want are doing. Now, I'm not saying everyone is going to need guidance, but most professional athletes, most lawyers, doctors have some form of professional mentor. Like you literally go to medical school and then you shadow in a hospital with doctors. If you're a professional athlete, you're trying to go to the Olympics, you have a coach to coach you on your work. And the same, I believe, applies with high ticket ecom, where if you want to get somewhere, it's just better to get someone that has that experience for you and help you step of the way. But that's just me. I would rather pay for someone to give me kind of like their time and experience versus me going out and doing it myself. What about you, Trevor?
Yeah. I feel like in 2026, information is not scarce. I'm sure you can find it all online, but it's a time that you are giving up for that. I'm sure you could build a profitable high ticket e-commerce business if you go at it for long enough, but all that time that you could have been wasting, you could have just paid or invested in the community that got you there quicker, and then you would have made that money back earlier and would have more by the time your business would have been successful. So for most people, I think it's like a no-brainer. Like if you're serious about it, then just get started. Like indulge yourself in the community. If you're not serious, then by all means don't do that because we don't want serious people anyways. We
Right.
don't want not serious people anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your business looks really interesting. What does that mean? I had misrepresentation for months now. Completely ended my business. Don't know what to do. Try multiple appeals in multiple accounts, and all of them misrepresentation, and Google never tells why. Number one, totally understand where you're coming from. It's not news we never heard before. However, this is the hurdle a lot of people give up on. And this is what separates people that are successful in the business and unsuccessful in the business. And also, entrepreneurs are going to succeed or not succeed. Okay. If you're just going to, like, I'm not, doesn't sound like you're going to quit from the sounds of it. But if you have that doubt, um, then entrepreneurship may not be for you. But to solve this issue, number one, it's everyone faces it. Number two, we put out lots of resources on how to go about it, and most people that go through it apply the fixes. It may take multiple attempts to appeal and get it reinstated, but all of it is possible because we have anyone that has gone through the training that we provide in the Launchpad has gotten it fixed. Wait, what are your thoughts about Martin's misrepresentation for months now?
You know, sometimes people will say I come off too intense, but the truth is, if Martin and others want to give up on the misrep, it's actually a good thing for people like you and me and other high ticket dropshippers that are past it, because this is the truth, right? Misrepresentation and maybe even building your website or choosing a niche. These are layers and roadblocks that every high ticket dropshipper has to go through. So it's just a matter of, do you have the ability to continue trying. I've met clients that came in that had a year and a half of trying for their merchant center, finally have their ads ready, and now they're ready to really scale their catalog and their ads. So my point being is, listen, if you don't want to go through misrep a little bit longer, sometimes you're really so close at the finish line and then you give up. That's you, Martin. But here at PeakFlow, we persevere. I would suggest keep on trying, use proxy methods, join us. We could definitely help, give you the resources that we have. But overall, at the end of the day, giving up and PeakFlow, Marcus, and Trevor will never be in the same sentence.
Good way to put it.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Can you talk about sales tax? How do I know when I pass the threshold of a state? And also, what accounting software do you use? Number one, this is regarding like US sales tax. How do I know when I pass the threshold of a state? If you're on Shopify, they tell you what threshold. So there's a software, or I guess not a software, a feature called Shopify Tax that you can enroll in that automatically does it for you, calculates the threshold of a state. And what accounting software do we use? We use Google Sheets, and then we have actual accountants that have their own accounting software. I'm sure they use like QuickBooks or something else. How is your dropshipping business going these days? What product niche has been working best for you recently? It just seems like just gonna say like seems like an AI comment, like a bot comment. But I mean, how's your dropshipping business going these days? Just fine, If it was catastrophic from terrorists or anything, we would tell you, but not really that impacted from it. What product niche has been working best for you recently? Like
It's very low ticket mindset.
Yeah, like how do you even answer this without yeah.
I don't know.
I've been getting chargebacks, sometimes even unnecessary ones. Mostly because some customers get desperate. My chargeback rate is around 3% over the last 90 days. Why is a customer getting desperate? Or can you give us a little more context? If it's like chargebacks where you're in the right and customer is clear in the wrong, and it's a large amount, then I would file a small claims court against the customer if you're in the US. How is your dropshipping business?
It's the same with Trevor.
It's the same question.
Love the bot questions.
Does anyone know at what point payment processors usually shut down an account? What chargeback rate do you guys have? Probably over like 2 or 3%. Maybe in as high as 5% is the max. What chargeback rates do you have? You guys have less than 1%. I was asking you because I'm a beginner and just formed my US and Wyoming LLC.
Nice.
That's good. What's your guys' daily budget for ads? How much you spend on ads, Marcus?
I like to spend $15 a day to start testing, 15 to 30, and then depending on your like back end ROAS and the profits, the inventory, the market scalability, you increase it by 20 to 30%. as you start scaling up. So I start at 15, and then it probably goes up to like the few hundreds, almost 1,000 a day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Google Ads specialist. It's good, guys.
What's up?
What's up? You mentioned using proxy methods to bypass GMC, but I feel like isn't that cheating the system and I'll end up getting suspended in the future? No. I mean, you could definitely get banned again in the future, regardless if you use proxies or not.
Right.
So using that will just set up a new identity where it's not tracked back to the original one. Yeah, and that's what we've been using for the past 2+ years. So if it's not broken, don't need to like reinvent the wheel. Like, of course, we're gonna get people in our community saying like, "Oh, I've been dealing with GMC," and then like we point them towards the same exact material, and then they're gonna say it doesn't work or something. But like we literally have clients that launch by getting approved pretty much like every week. I figured out the GMC suspensions, no need for proxies.
Please do share, like how you're sharing your profile icon.
Not sharing at all.
Exactly.
The tedious and meticulous tasks.
He's trying to clickbait. And
I'm sure it is a tedious and meticulous task.
everyone says that. Nobody has guarantee.
Everyone always comes out saying, "I figured out GMC suspension," and they don't. One, they don't ever share it. Number two, they also just disappear within a year.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. I don't think anyone has a foolproof method.
The only way is to get the Google reps off LinkedIn and pay them under the door. But that's like black hat.
Yeah.
I'm not. I have guarantees. I fix it or you don't pay. That's what they all say. Like I've heard this hundreds of times.
That's what they all say, right?
Yeah. They all say the same thing. I have guarantees. I fix it or you don't pay. You fix it or you don't pay. And then they always use the same usernames. Merchant Center suspension fixing. The Google Ads specialist.
Put them on a burner, bro. Just to start it off.
Merchant Center specialist. The GMC specialist.
But send me Bitcoin. Send me your Bitcoin address first, though. And I'll only start it when I get the payment. All right.
From mistakes in ID verification, etc. Okay. Because some customers aren't willing to wait for the refund process or return the product first. Because if some customers aren't willing to wait for the refund process, what are they waiting for? Are they shipping the item back? Aren't willing to return the product? Well, if they aren't willing to return the product they charge back, then you are in the right. And depending on like how much it is, you file the small claims. So we need more business protection, less consumer rights, because all these customers think they can just boss us around and think they're in the right because customer first, and they can just charge back and win. No, we gotta start filing small claims court, sue these guys and like let them take the L for like trying to make us lose money.
All of the credit cards company always side towards the consumer, though.
Yeah, it is that way because they want the consumer to keep spending, so that way they keep making profits.
Yeah.
Also, this isn't a bot comment. It's just easier for me to write my thoughts and let AI fix the English. Didn't seem like a bot comment. This seems like a bot comment. This is a bot comment. No Bitcoin. I'm on Fiverr with almost 200 5-star reviews and Google ads and GMC suspensions. Years experience, almost verified. Fiverr's follows the feedback. Look, I've hired tons of people from Fiverr as well, and truthfully, some of them do fix it. Like my original store back in 2021, I hired someone from Fiverr. They did fix it, but I went back to the same guy, and then like they weren't able to fix certain stores. Some stores they were able to fix, and some stores they aren't. So it's a mixed bag. I'm sure there's like no risk paying someone with the guarantee no fix or refund, but saying that you can fix every single GMC is just like a bold claim that's just not true.
Trev, what do you think makes a good high ticket dropshipper versus a amateur high ticket dropshipper?
It's a good question. I feel like for amateur high ticket dropshippers, they just know like the basics. They know, for example, Google Ads, how it works. They know how to close suppliers. They know the basics of high ticket, how the business model works. I'm sure that we were all there a few years ago. The advanced high ticket dropshippers, they've all gone past that. They already understand the fundamentals, but they're doing new strategies. It might not just be Google Ads, but like more so systems on the back end, training up their sales system using SOPs, using AI and all that process in those processes, hiring team members, maybe even showrooms. A lot more advanced stuff than like the average high ticket dropshipper.
Yeah.
What do you think is the difference between amateur high ticket dropshippers and expert high ticket dropshippers?
The biggest difference between someone that's just getting started and someone that has a seasoned experience is the difference, in my opinion, wisdom. So I feel that today we're in this dropshipping world where we are flooded with information, but we are drowning and lacking in wisdom. So my point being is that someone that has experience understands the little nuances of the business operations. Like, for example, chargebacks don't really happen as much for us because we have a strong operating system, right? But we're able to talk in systematic language. Whereas I think when you're first starting off, you're just thinking it's the ads, the ads, the ads. How do I get the ads? You're just thinking product and ads. But then you realize when you're deeper in, it's like, oh, wait, I have to take care of the customer. They might come buy from me again. I have to send emails. I have to improve the SOPs, the team. How do I be a better entrepreneur? You're thinking more from a high level business operator versus a starter that's just trying to learn ads. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Like they go above the surface level information that we share. I'd say that's the easiest way to put it. Stuff you see on YouTube, amateur stuff. But there's nothing wrong with that. You can still make 10,000 a month profit and a good living from it. But if you really want to take your business to the next level, best way to do that, come join us.
Join the best when it comes to high ticket dropshipping.
I would say SEO is very important.
And also backlinks.
It is indeed. And also backlinks.
These questions are kind of dry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little like not entertained, respectfully. Let's just start rapid firing some questions, Trev.
Yeah, they're dry. Like we gotta get it.
Questions are dry.
We gotta get it nice and wet.
Guy. All right. I'm gonna start off the first question. Let's just bounce off like 2-3 each. What's the best way for a beginner if you were starting up to use AI for their online business?
That's a good question. I would say there's tons of AI tools out there. I would say to pick one that seems interesting to you, stick with it, and find out the maximum like capabilities of that tool. And you can always change in the future if you want to. And then ultimately list out your business, tell the AI like what you're struggling with, how much time you're spending on each task, and let AI tell you exactly where it can help you in your own business. You don't have to second guess, you don't have to think. Literally just tell AI your whole business and it will tell you which bottlenecks that you're facing. Also, I got a question for you. Let's see. When should you reinvest profits or pay yourself first?
That's a really good question. I think reinvesting back into the business is the most important because you're going to need a war chest for a rainy day. And a war chest is just basically you stacking up having extra cash if you want to increase your ads, if you want to just reinvest back into business. So my point is set a certain lifestyle for yourself. Try to live humbly and modest because you'll never know when you need the extra cash for a rainy day. And always reinvest back into a business because, in my opinion, that's the true asset. I mean, if you really break down lifestyle expenses, it like how much dinners are you going to go out and eat, or like how much clothes can you really buy, or all of that stuff. They're all like in a somewhat sense depreciate. So you just have to find out what type of assets do you want to spend your hard-earned money on, appreciating assets or depreciating assets.
Okay. So what are your favorite depreciating and appreciating assets? What do you like to spend money on that appreciates, and what do you like to spend money on that depreciates?
I'll just be very honest. I wasn't expecting these questions, so I'm gonna just answer like as if it's like me and Trevor just talking. I don't mind spending money on like people I care about and on trips. And I try to live very modest with myself so that I could just spend whatever when I'm on those. Like if I'm buying a gift for someone for their birthday or like something, I'm not afraid to spend the extra whatever. But then if I'll buy for myself, I'll probably be like, do we really need that?
I don't.
So yeah. How
I
about
don't
you?
know. I was gonna say the same exact thing,
Yeah.
but like, why do you think that is the case? Like, why do we like go out and like for example, spending on like someone that we care about, we don't like second guess it, and then whenever we care, like whenever we're spending for ourselves, then we like ask ourselves, do we really need this?
That's a very deep and philosophical question, Trevor. And I'll just say it. So a few days ago or a few weeks ago, I was talking to someone pretty dear to me, and we're talking about what a man is. We're defining what makes a good man, etc. And if you could put one word, if I could put one word to it, it's responsibility. And I feel like there's not enough men out there these days that just genuinely take responsibility for their life. If you're not where you want to be, that's your fault. If you're not happy with your life and where you're at, that's your fault. And I think not a lot of people embrace responsibility for themselves. And people like me and you, Trev, that take personal accountability, which by the way, people don't even like that word, accountability, but I'll say it. We take personal accountability. So we want to also take care of people around us. Like I feel that there's a part of me that is, and feel free to share how you feel too. I'm responsible for like the people around me. I want others to be happy because that's what makes me happy. People ask me how I get happy when I see people around me happy. That's it.
I mean, either like you read my mind or like we're just very similar in terms of that. Because very much so the same way. Like yeah, if others are happy, then like why would you be a sad, miserable person? So yeah, others are happy, I'm happy. That's it.
Nice.
That was a good question, wasn't
Back to me, right?
it?
Okay, I'm getting some IG viewers. Nobody's just asking questions. That's all. So I'm just gonna ask the next question. Trevor, okay. Just to start up the context, how long you been in business for? That's not the question. How long you been in business for? Just around
5 years.
Okay, let's say 5-6 years. So based off of your knowledge and experience in entrepreneurship, do you believe in work-life balance?
I didn't believe in it, and then now I do.
Okay. What's changed?
Because like burnout is actually real. I thought burnout was not a thing. I was like, what a wussy for burning out. But then it hit me for real. Like you just can't, maybe when you're 17, 16, but or like those small periods of your life where you can actually like deep focus, no distractions, and you're not tempted by anything. Work-life balance is important because like if you just work and work, then you need to see like what you're working for. If you never see that, then you oftentimes lose motivation, and that's why a lot of people quit their business because they have zero work-life balance. A lot of times they start with work-life balance. They work maybe 50% of their business, 40% on their job, and then 10% are personal. And then it changes from personal taking up 30%, their job taking up 40%, their business taking up 30%. And the business amount shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, and then they eventually go out of business. So I've seen that happen with a lot of people, even people like in our community. They get sometimes complacent or they just lose motivation. So it's a very real thing, and the best people are able to manage that no matter what season they're in. It doesn't matter if it's winter arc, summer arc, whatever it is, they can balance that.
Nice answer. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you check Claude AI for small business? Yeah, Claude AI is something we use a little bit. Thank you guys for protecting me. I feel like you guys give a lot of info for free. There's still something you keep for your community, but it's understandable. Like the implementation is what's you'll get in the community, but all the information would have a problem with sharing. Information is not something. It's not something scarce. It's all out there. But that's why we help you stay accountable in the launchpad in the community, and that's what makes or break successful and unsuccessful entrepreneurs. 100% personal accountability. Yes. I'm currently in the product selection phase. It's been somewhat exhausting. What do you think about the horse barn niche?
It's actually not a bad idea, I think.
I'm gonna have to research it.
I've never heard that one.
Horse barns. They have 12,100 searches a month.
12,000 searches a month. Okay.
Horse stalls.
Who even looks for these and buys it?
People with horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so order today. There's definitely e-commerce stores that are selling it. Very few and far between. And there's even stores that look like stores from the 2000s that are on Google Shopping. So it seems like there is opportunity here. It's not like a store is going to make you tons of money because there's not that crazy of demand. But there seems to be suppliers and there's people on Google Shopping. So that means people are buying them online. So I would say this is something worth looking into for sure. I think it's very, very much so viable. And the competition is also like whack. You can beat them really easily.
Is competition a good thing?
It's good for the consumer because it makes better and better products. It's also good for business. Like it weeps out the weak business owners, because the ones that are only there for a short term, they're gonna be gone within a few months. Yes, even Goku rested. Yes. My mom used to always say, "All work and no play make Jack a dull boy."
Cool.
Marcus and Trevor and Marcus are like Goku, Vegeta, but who is who? You're gonna hate me for saying this, but
You don't know who they are.
I know who Goku is. So which one you'll answer this question?
Well, we're not like any of them. We're Trevor and Marcus are exactly like Trevor and Marcus. All right, Goku. I used to really like Goku. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought he was just like the heroic superhero kind of character. And I didn't like Vegeta because he was always so prideful. But as I grow older, Goku's just gotten like mad soft, and like they make him look mad dumb. But in the very beginning of the arc, Goku's actually mad smart. Like he would use his brain more, but they make him look like the dumb, strong character that gets beat up by his wife, which is like that's just how they made him, right? And Vegeta's more of like the I'm a man and I have to get my Saiyan pride. And then they make him look evil. So, what is that message saying to the world? There's no message. Marcus and Trevor. That's it. Sorry. It's a long tangent.
Is wristwatch a good niche for high ticket dropshipping or not? Watches?
I haven't.
Very hard niche. Very tough selling because margins are already low.
Yeah.
In luxury watches. And I'm sure you will attract the right customer that are buying watches. But I just know like we're selling $50,000 to $100,000 APs, rich mills, getting hit with a chargeback, and that would just be insane.
Insane.
Yeah, it would be fine if you would make 30% on the watch, but if you're only making 8-10%, things are not in your favor. But I know people, high ticket dropshippers that sell watches.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I found them on like a Google Ads agency podcast. They were talking about it and how they were like making like 8 to 12% on like Rolexes. For example, on a $15,000 watch, 12% is only 1,800. 8% is 1,200. They're only making 1,200 to 1,800 on a $15,000 watch. But to ship a watch compared to a big table, it's cheaper to ship it for sure.
I didn't know you could dropship watches like that.
Yeah, you need a watch distributor or something like that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
There are rich people willing to spend big on expensive wristwatch. There's rich people willing to spend on anything. Horse barn home. What's the operating system? I'm careful with policies and communication, but still get chargebacks. I'm on a third one now. I think he's referring to like when you mentioned operating system.
Yeah. An operating system is just how you're operating your day-to-day on your e-commerce business. And I truthfully believe that's going to be the difference between someone that has a successful store and someone that's more of an amateur store. How are you managing and operating your day-to-day? So the best way for me to explain what an operating system, to break it down, is like there's almost like 5 layers, or at least how I see it, because you're also using AI with it. Layer 1 is context. Layer 2 is data. Layer 3 is intelligence. Layer 4 is automation, and then layer 5 is the actual creation. So if you could kind of mix all 5 to your ecom biz and just operate in those lens, now you have an AI operating system. So that's what I say it. That's what it is.
Okay.
For you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Customer cancel after shipment, returned it, wants a full refund, but processor/payment fees aren't fully returned. Refusals or customer mistakes are covered in the policy. Customer canceled after shipment. Well, your policy should have said that you can't cancel if the item has been already processed. So they're already breaking the policy. So if your policy says that if the customer does not follow the policy, they aren't eligible for a refund, that would be your case to, well, number one, submit to the chargeback. And in case you lose it, then you can use like Claw or GPT to file a small claims court, sue the customer. Like, I want to see more business owners sue customers and win, post in the wins channel, because customers can't be just being literally a dickhead and like.
Trevor is all about business protection.
Yeah,
No.
more business protection, less consumer protection. Even though on like both ends, like the chargeback people should literally be people that don't work for either side and actually see who is in the right.
Right. But they don't. They look at consumer.
Every industry is like bought in, paid for. Which is the best niche we can start right now? The best niche is there is no best niche. Because if you are still chasing best niches, like you're chasing winning products, then you are in a recipe to fail. There are good niches and there's bad niches, or like non-preferred niches for beginners. And the best way to look at that is look in our free school community. You can learn about the 4 or 5 criteria that make good niches. And if your niche fits that, just start. I like Naruto.
Very nice. We got some anime fans here. That's good. I love anime too.
I'm in this car stereo niche. The GMC allowed that niche due to the fact it's audio and electronic related. Yeah, that doesn't have a problem. What value does a bootcamp 2.0 have compared to starting on my own?
Why haven't you started on your own? That the information's out. Why haven't you started on your own then? All right.
If he's comparing, why hasn't he started?
Yeah, I mean the the obvious answer is pretty much like, obviously in this case, I don't mean to call it Rob, but Rob is asking genuinely. Like, you guys all have different problems in your business that you don't know. Obviously, even though we might tell you in the YouTube videos, you still don't know. So you will know if you join and learn from the step-by-step modules on the bootcamp, or don't. I don't know. It's a hard question because it's just a one question. So
Were you able to send the bootcamp link, the payment link, lost link? I would recommend you message us on school and then we can go from there. Yeah. What differences do you see between the top students and the rest? What CRM are they using? And what are they doing differently? It's a good question. What difference do you see between your top students and the rest? Well, most of the time, it's more so about the business owner than what tools they're using. Because a lot of times they're using the same tool. And in terms of the CRM they're using our in-house PeakFlow CRM. Yeah, that's what they're using, who everyone's using inside the community. What differences do you see between the top students? They just have mentality, a relentless mentality to always keep going, and they don't take no for an answer, and they don't take failure for an answer. Like,
Yeah.
for example, one of our clients, Winston, he was
Yeah.
struggling for low ticket. He lost, I think he was losing $1,000 a day on ads, unprofitable. Fast forward 6 to 9 months later, he did 200,000 in April. He got it all figured out. But he was able to do that because he was relentless. Because in high ticket, he also made a tons of mistakes. He also felt like giving up, but he knew that it was going to be worth in the end. And that's the mentality you have to have between the top students and then like the rest. Honestly, the rest is very simple to like differentiate. If you take a month to build your website, you're categorized in the rest. If you take a month just to book your first intro call, you're in the rest. You gotta act with speed, quickness.
Yeah.
Does Duolingo typically take a long time to issue an EIN? It took a full week, and I'm currently living in Saudi Arabia. Yes, if you're international, it does take longer, but you can still pick your niche, build your store, get your supplier list, do your email marketing, all while you're waiting for EIN. Rob says, thank you guys. The videos have been awesome. I'm mostly worried about setting up my store correctly. Any advice on that?
Let me can I start? A lot of people are still so worried about setting up your website or your store. And I think the best way to kind of explain it is like you're trying to jump off the tipping board off the deep end to the pool. You're always going to be worried. Just make the jump. You're not going to do one setup with the store and then boom, it's good. It's a continuous process. Just get started, is my answer. Just start. And as you start painting your store, you can start building it. You're going to find more and more to improve on, more and more different ways to set up. And it's in those small things that's what builds the larger picture of the actual store. It's not one thing you do. It's you can keep on doing different things and keep on improving, keep on optimizing. And finally, your store is going to be set up. Just get started, Rob. Join bootcamp, brother. You'll like it.
It's a good answer. Like, a lot of times you are worried about steps that they aren't even on.
Yeah,
how do I do my sales taxes? Someone asked about sales tax. Like, you haven't even set up your store yet. You haven't gotten Google Ads set up yet, or even making sales yet. Why are you even worried about sales tax? Go worry about that then. Because by then, you probably won't be asking those questions. You probably would have figured out by yourself.
You'll always usually know the next step. You might not know every step of the way, but you'll know what the next move is. Always. Like GTA.
Yeah. Like GTA 6 releasing.
I haven't played GTA in a while. I'd be down to play that.
Oh, it's coming in November. Saw someone very well known.
I'm sorry. I was just reacting to this.
Okay. Saw someone very well known in the business delete both of his stores using another program, had bad reviews. Then suddenly disappear out of nowhere. He was doing around $1 million a month. He was in another program, had bad reviews. Yeah. Most likely because he wasn't profitable, or he was either scamming customers or doing something fishy. No profitable business would delete their business that's worth, if profitable, minimum 20, 30x monthly profit, X and exit. So all you need to know from this is he was probably doing something fishy or not paying attention to his numbers and running it up and not being profitable. But I'm curious. How do you find out about that?
Yeah, how do you know, user?
User VM. You can call the guy number. That's what we did as international folks. I think I heard that before. Yeah, if you're like literally waiting on the step, you could do what he recommends, but you have plenty of stuff to do while your EIN arrives normally. Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the inside, Rob. How much rev you have?
Yo, he changed his icon. Makes it laugh.
I zoomed in. I got a zoomed in picture for you guys.
How much rev? Enough to do these lives, right? Enough to actually give you guys good information. I mean, one of our clients is at 36,000 in a day. So, yo, Trev really just, you're funny, bro.
I really just zoomed in. Is that really McFlash? Funny.
Okay.
Oh, I actually missed a ton of questions on Instagram. Michael says, what framework should an online business use to decide where AI adds value versus where human judgment is still better?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I'll start. I'd say the framework would be if it can replace or if it can do 80% of the efficiency of what the human can do, then it's considered something you could replace and a human can oversee it. But if human is literally just better, then that's where you don't use AI. Like for example, it's hard to like come up with examples now where AI can't do stuff like AI can't do because it can do so much. But for example, like making you food, like AI can't replace your girlfriend because is AI. It can't cook food for you, right? You like my example? So you will always need a girlfriend because you need food, right? So you can't have AI do that for you. So that's an example of like, can AI physically do it? And if it can do it 80% efficiency, then you could consider like making the switch.
Yeah, and to add on to that, AI is really good with automation. So for me, I like to see which tasks am I doing that's pretty repetitive every single day. So something like checking my emails, you could have AI come in to scan through the emails for you, right? So it's just look at what you're doing on a day to day, and then which one of these can I AI and which ones can I not. For example, changing my ads budgets, I'm not letting an AI do that stuff, no matter how automated it is. I'm gonna look at my numbers, etc. So you got to be that your own person to figure that stuff out with AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nah, the person I'm profile is a character from Stranger Things.
Oh, I don't watch that. I don't even watch Netflix shows like that anymore. They're all so like, they make the guys all like, there's just no like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say it because we're on live right now.
They're all just so feminine.
Yeah. Like it's just not relatable for me anymore.
Yeah. AI is not capable of perfectly understanding human reactions. It can easily mine verbatim or your copy to get an idea, but has difficulties understanding human reaction.
No, it's not. AI is so good with understanding human reactions. We have ads targeting people's human reactions. It knows, like, happy, sad, that. But does AI have emotions? I think maybe is a better question.
No, I definitely agree with you, Mark. It's like it understands human reactions really, really well.
Yeah.
That's why we literally target, like we could target people, make ads based on human reactions.
You see my point? Like, and then you create lookalikes for the same thing. It's kind of scary and crazy.
Yeah, if you have avatar people that are, that just say recently divorced, you can make an ad using AI to target that human reaction. Just saying. Found out because he leaked his LLC way back in the day, and I followed it closely when he started flexing numbers. So yeah, I was surprised to see that. Maybe he sold the store and then like someone ran it to the ground down, or I don't know. Maybe anything's possible, but it most likely was due to mismanagement and getting complacent, which is very easy to do as an entrepreneur. You cannot get complacent, get comfortable, ever.
Never.
The Netflix shows are all so predictable.
Yeah.
Do they all have the same plot, the same ending?
I'm just gonna say it. Netflix is very liberal. Like, they have like a hitman on, like they have a hitman show on, like, what's it called, the Manosphere. Like, I feel like what I don't like about Netflix is like it's just one narrative. I'm not saying I disagree with the narrative. I'm just saying it only tries to portray one particular narrative, and then it's gonna shut down other narratives, which I'm a believer of truth. So I like to just see all sides.
But Marcus, people don't want to hear the truth because
They don't want to hear it. I'm
they
gonna
don't
shut
want
the
to
fuck
hear
up.
it. People don't want to hear the truth, even though, you know, I won't say who, but someone admitted that they said I'm right 90% of the time, but they just don't want to listen to the truth. So a lot of people just don't. What do you do? Like, it's like you share the truth, share the realistic, share the advice that is right on paper, but people just don't want to listen.
I think that's kind of like the biggest just like illusion people play with themselves. I'm not saying delusional because that's not the right word, but more so you can't handle the truth, so you have to justify things. I think people justify a lot. Like, for example, if someone's lazy and they're not going to a gym, if you tell them that, they just they're just gonna justify, even though that is a truth. Like, you're getting fatter and unhealthier. The mind can't handle, so it'll justify. It's a weird phenomenon. Most people can't handle the truth.
Most people probably don't like
Don't want to.
be heard the truth. They can just live in their la la land.
Who doesn't want to live in La La Land?
I love la la land.
So would you put brain in your chip then? I mean, there's gonna come a day where we kind of have to. I've kind of accepted the fact, because like, if other people are using AI, we have to use AI. If other people put their chips in their brain, like, you might really get destroyed in business like that. So it's very hard. It's a very hard question. I don't know what I do.
Mm-hmm. I personally, I don't know, when the time comes, I'll decide. But AI chips, I'm kind of all for it. I'd rather have like a one up against everyone. Like, I don't know.
It's
like imagine like you using an AI chip, and then someone's like, for example, flanking you from behind. Your AI chip can automatically calculate what's the best way to like come back then. You can just do that.
That's funny.
What are your favorite shows right now? You guys should watch Sweet Home. It's anime. It's Korean. It's about zombie apocalypse disease. Yeah, Marcus, you can write that down.
Yo, you notice, that's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, Sweet Home. I just finished it like a few weeks ago. It was pretty good. Oh, it was really good. Yeah, you'll like it. One time, charged a customer through PayPal. Yeah, your favorite show.
I just want to add, what are your thoughts of like how would you structure like a dropshipping anime? Because you know how AI could do it. What would like a story plot or type, like what would your storyline be for a dropshipping anime?
To be honest, I don't think nobody wants to watch that. They don't want to watch that. But like hypothetically, like it would just be like some kid in the slums, barely getting by. Their dad left them. It's just a mom taking care of them, and then like they found out about e-commerce from online, and then like they start hustling, start discovering dropshipping, and then all the roadblocks along the way. They meet some new people. Now they're now they're in Mexico until and everything else just falls afterwards.
That's fun. That was fun.
One time I charged a customer to PayPal processor where after paid, then there was no funds available. What the hell? I don't know that was possible.
I don't believe that.
Maybe it was a draft order, but you gotta be careful. I don't use PayPal. You can accept PayPal, but you'll need a PayPal account. It's through PayPal wallet inside Shopify payments. But good questions, guys. We answered every single one. Hope you guys enjoyed. And best place to find us is Ecom High Ticket. And last thing, it's been a pleasure. Host Marcus Lamb, host Trevor Zheng. Thanks for watching us. Till next time.
Peace out.
Peace.